They say silence at breakfast is harmless, until someone uses it as a weapon. That morning, the smell of toast and fresh coffee couldn't cover the tension thickening in the air. And when my brother opened his mouth, my life split in two. "Mom, Dad," he said casually, "I've been thinking. Maybe Lila should move out. I need her room for my studio." The word move out hit me like cold water. I waited for laughter, for someone to say, "Don't be ridiculous." But my father only grunted, folding his newspaper. "Not a bad idea," he said. "You're 24 now, Lila. Time to stand on your own." My mother smiled weakly. "You could find a small place near your office, sweetheart." My coffee went bitter on my tongue. I looked around that table, the same table where I once learned to say grace, and realized Grace had left this house a long time ago. "Sure," I said quietly, "if that's what you all want." My brother, Nathan, smirked. "Don't be so dramatic. You'll thank me later." I stood, chair screeching across the tile. "You'll thank me later," I murmured, and walked out before anyone could see the tears that refused to fall. That evening, as the sun melted behind the hills, a black car pulled into the driveway. A driver stepped out, polished and formal. "Miss Carter? We're ready for you." I didn't even look back at the window where their silhouettes watched me leave. The door closed behind me, not with loss, but with liberation. 10 minutes later, the car stopped before a sprawling estate wrapped in golden light. Marble pillars, endless glass, the kind of silence that hums with history. It wasn't a dream. It was my grandmother's house, the one everyone forgot except me. When she passed 6 months ago, I was the only one who sat by her bedside. The last thing she ever told me still echoes: people only value what they can't take from you. Standing in that house, I finally understood what she meant. The next morning, a man in a dark suit arrived with a briefcase. "Miss Carter," he said, "I'm Mr. Lang, your grandmother's attorney." He opened a folder and slid it toward me. "Your grandmother left you the estate, and controlling shares of Carter Industries." I blinked. "Carter Industries, my father's company?" He nodded. "Technically, it was hers. She allowed your father to manage it. But now, you own 52%. My heart pounded. The same company they said I was too emotional to work for, now belonged to me. That I signed the documents slowly, feeling the weight of every stroke. "This will surprise them," Mr. Lang said softly. "Oh," I smiled. "That's the plan." That afternoon, I returned home, not as the daughter they dismissed, but as the woman they underestimated. Nathan was outside, sunbathing like royalty. He squinted. "Back already? Couldn't handle independence?" "Actually," I said, "I came to drop something off." Before he could reply, 2 SUVs pulled up. Mr. Lang stepped out, followed by a security officer carrying folders. My father came outside, irritation etched in every line of his face. "What's all this?" "Sir," Mr. Lang said, handing him an envelope, "as of this morning, your daughter, Lila Carter, is the majority shareholder of Carter Industries." The color drained from his face. "That's absurd, those shares are mine." Mr. Lang adjusted his glasses. "They were your mother's. And she left them to Miss Carter." My mother gasped. Nathan's smirk faltered. I looked my father in the eye. "You told me to move out. Consider this my official relocation, to the top floor." The next day, I walked into the headquarters of Carter Industries. The same building where my father once told me, "Stay quiet, this isn't your place." Now my name glowed across the lobby wall. The elevator ride felt endless, each floor a heartbeat closer to justice. When the doors opened, I saw them all waiting: executives, board members, my father at the head of the table. I walked in calmly. "Good morning," I said. "You're sitting in my seat." The silence that followed was electric. He stood slowly, anger trembling under his skin. "You don't know what you're doing," he hissed. "Maybe not," I said, "but I know what you did." I placed a folder on the table. Here's what's changing, effective immediately, leadership is restructuring. You'll remain as consultant. Gasps rippled. My mother's voice cracked. Lila, please, don't do this to your father. This isn't about punishment, I said quietly. It's about balance. Nathan slammed the table. You're destroying everything. I turned to him. You wanted my room. Now I own the house, the company, and the name. Measure that space. He went pale. And for the first time, no one dared to speak over me. As I ended the meeting, my father whispered, "You sound just like her." "Grandma?" I asked. He nodded weakly. "Yes, and maybe that's what scares me." I almost smiled. Then maybe it's time you learn to be proud of that. The meeting adjourned. I walked out into the sunlit corridor, the same path I once walked as a forgotten daughter. Now, it echoed under the steps of a woman in control. Weeks passed. The company stabilized. Headlines called me the silent heir who rebuilt Carter Industries. But behind every article, I saw Grandma's face, her quiet faith in me. Then one afternoon, my assistant buzzed, "Your family's here." They entered slowly, my father smaller, my mother softer, Nathan subdued. He cleared his throat. "We came to apologize." I studied them, the people who once turned me into an outsider in my own home. "I'm not angry anymore," I said. "I just stopped asking to be loved the wrong way." Nathan's voice shook. "Lila, I was awful. I'm sorry." "I know," I said. "And maybe one day I'll believe you mean it." My mother's eyes glistened. "Can we at least visit sometimes? Not as employees. As family." I nodded slowly. "Maybe. But family isn't what you call someone, it's how you treat them." They left quietly. I turned toward the window, sunlight spilling across my desk, and whispered to Grandma's portrait, "You were right. People only respect what they can't take from you." Outside, the city shimmered like a promise I had finally earned. I wasn't the girl they pushed out of the house anymore. I was the woman who built her own table. And this time, I wasn't moving out. The world was making room for me.